across the four corners of the earth, including within America, Babylon the Great, and we are the Most High Yahweh chosen people, the nation of Israel. All right. So without further ado, as always, in the ancient Hebrew tongue, we want to give all praises, glory, infinite honor to our power, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom is the God of the living, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak Kodash, meaning all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten and anointed Son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit, whom is our strength and our Redeemer and our light and our salvation. All right. And in ancient Hebrew tongue, I also want to say, Mashana Kabwadim Lahasakwanim, Shal Gadabarakab, many double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, true shepherds of Israel, along with the like-minded Sequani, where I came across the four corners of the earth, pushing in sound doctrine and faith, true sincerity. All right. And Shalom honors and salutations to Bayah, Shadawada, the house of David, representing the 144,000 elected governing body of the house of David, along with the rest of the 1/3 elect men and women and children of Israel. All right. All right. And so the Akian from the El Paso branch, once again, I'm from the El Paso, Texas camp. All right. Within this week's midweek live form edition. Okay. Including myself, Malak Rayab, and my brother Mawati Wadawan from the camp. And we're going to go through, some random topics, man, within this midweek forum of secular events filtered through biblical prophecy, to further confirm that we are at the end of Esau Edom's rulership, the self-proclaimed white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, and in the beginning of our rulership, our everlasting rest. Okay, so go ahead, Ak.
All right, this is the book of Psalms 49:11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever in the dwelling places to all generation. They call their land after their own names, and we know who we're talking about. We're talking about Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man, okay, who right now is getting the whole world duped into thinking that there's no end of this wicked kingdom. Okay? All of the things that they've put in place here, this process of continuity, okay, of wickedness, okay, it's got all the people beguiled on this earth. Because, Esau, from a long time ago, already said himself as what? The God of this earth. Okay, he can heal, he can do all these different things here. He can save the world from an alien space attack, as he put in his Hollywood movies. And he's trying to convince the world right now that, this is just a little squabble we have here out there in Eastern Europe. Okay, it's not going to amount to World War III. Although, Trump, came on and said, well, we're going to go into World War III because he wants to get that kind of support going like that. And they think this is kind of like that, how do you want to call it, those reality show? Well, here's a reality. So there's going to be a World War III. The Yahushua Mashiach is going to come back and put you down. You are going to go into 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, okay? And the prophets, okay, and likewise brothers, okay, on the highway and the byway crying out to Yahushua Mashiach to end this crap that we live in, okay, this hellhole, okay, is going to hear our cries, okay, and put you in a whole lot of trouble, okay? You're going to be in great division. Right.
That's right. All right. Because this thing is brewing up, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and land back on that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, temporarily share the screen, bring out these precepts. Whatever precepts you got, Ak, I'm just going to go ahead and just fire them off, and I'll just read them. I'll read them through the blue letter. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and temporarily share the screen. All right. Bring out this precept, 2 Thessalonians 2:3. And it reads, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there coming a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, and we mean destruction. And that's Esau Edom, who's created to remove peace from the earth with his sword, his blessing, man. Okay? And this is why, this also is why America, Babylon the Great, is a wicked covering cast over the entire earth through the military industrial complex that's being further depreciated in military value and prowess for the fact that they're losing their morale, not morale, but they're losing their stability, okay, geopolitically, okay, geoeconomically, militarily, for the fact that you got North Korea, Iran, okay, with your top allies of Russia and China, all threatening America and NATO forces to be destroyed. Why? Because the man of sin, okay, has been revealed, Esau Edom. Verse 4. Who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God, you see? And this is why during the Renaissance period, he, quote unquote, whitewashed the images of the ancient judges, the Lord and the saints, to appear to be, pale, leprous individuals. So that way, when people think of the Lord, they subconsciously think of the self-proclaimed white man. Okay, so justifying wickedness. So this is the devil. Okay, that has set himself up to be worshipped, mainly through the MOT to the B, which is the chip, by um, integrating the chip, with human beings, man. Fusing man with machine, part of the technocracy of their fourth industrial revolution. So that's the next major prophecy that's come to pass before these nukes start flying, man. And we're getting closer and closer about where these end signs showcasing that we are at the end of the devil's rulership and the beginning of ours, including this recent report down here in West Texas in Houston, where the Houston government has required that people chip their animals, their pets, or else face a $1,000 fine. So because this part of this devil looking to play God on earth. So drop it down to verse 8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh by Shem and Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And that brightness is his wisdom. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, including these rumors of wars that we keep hearing about. And with all the deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And save is a prefix of salvation, which is only for Israel. So that means that what? Okay, the masses, the vast majority will be destroyed, including those who take the chip, the mark of the beast, and only the elect will be saved in these last days. And this is who we do these epistles for. And for this cause, the Most High God, Yahweh, shall send him strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Okay, and that's Esau's wine, his Western philosophy, man. You see, this is what we got going on here. Okay, this devil looking to, put the final touches on this satanic council, man. But it's gonna fail because it's wicked. Okay, you got it out.
Yeah, this is when you go into the book of Proverbs 18 and Psalm verse 11. It says, "The rich man's wealth is his strong city, and as a high wall in his own conceit. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility." Okay, you can't find a more haughtier person than who? Esau. Now, when you go back into verse 11, it says, "The rich man's wealth is a strong city." Now, interesting enough, they just said, and I just saw in the news today, roughly around 80,000 to 100,000 people lost their job in just January alone. Here's the deal. The same company that laid off the people, their stock actually went up by 5 to 10%. Google stock went up today by 10%. Okay. So did Amazon, and so did all these other companies. Because again, when you have these wicked and rule, okay, the easy way that Esau takes care of business, and who's impacted by this? The poor, okay, or the working class peasants, okay? And yes, that includes you doggone Edomites out there who think, who've always had the pleasure of looking down on us, okay, Yasharala, so-called Black American Latinos. Right now, you're now the victim of your own wicked, doggone, demonic, satanic prince, okay? And they're the ones that are causing this because they're leading, as I said earlier, into that new world order. And part of that to get there is you have to believe that there's something wrong with the way things is going right now, destroying the food, okay, saying that there's too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, okay, so you have this carbon printing, and you want to feed people 3D printed food, okay, and also you have this proxy war, which is actually being fought by this wicked queendom over there, okay, and you have the Medes over there. They've already figured this out, okay. So we're right now in that time bomb stage right now where it's about to explode and go off, okay? And this man can brag about it because what? The wealth of this man is backed by what? Absolutely not a damn thing except his doggone bullshit haughtiness, okay? But
that's right. And that's right. And laying back on what you're saying, I'm going to go ahead and re-enable the screen sharing, bring out some here, and back it up with a precept. All right, so this is on back on Twitter. There's a report that came out that these are part of the layoffs in 2023, including 7% of PayPal employees, 10% of FedEx management, 6% of Rivian employees, 3,900 IBM employees, 6% of Spotify employees, and of course 10,000 Microsoft employees. Okay, because these major tech companies such as Microsoft, Google, and Amazon further account for the vibration of this technocracy they're pushing out there. All right. And this is why Elon Musk, had Elon Musk had what do you call it? Elon Musk had bought Twitter, case in point, for like over $1 trillion or whatever the case may be. and they try to you know, make it seem. I think. Oh, hold on. I think we lost brother. Let me. Can you hear me out?
Yeah, I can hear you. No,
So yeah.
I didn't.
So so yeah. That's why Elon Musk had purchased Twitter. Okay, because they have a plan of using these major tech companies and so forth and platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and so forth to store people's personal data. That's why all these people posting up their live stories on there is very foolish and unwise. You know, even though Esau, he already knows who we are anyway through our social security numbers and IP addresses and so forth. These people are just further aiding into enhancing their AI.
Yeah, because what they're looking at is they're feeding on the emotion. Okay. And these will actually, as good as Esau will kind of make you think that they know a lot about you, believe it or not, they actually really don't. And I can tell you that from the people that they allow to come into the military and give security clearance to. Same thing, they really don't do a good job of really doing a true background check on these guys. Let's go into the book of 2nd Ezra 16 and 1-5, because for you other nations that are trapped here, that are here in Great Babylon, America, that has been enjoying yourself and actually sat at the seat, at the UN, okay, with this man, developing those crafty counsel against us. Here's what's coming for you. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 16, 7 verse 1. It says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Now, why did they say Asia? Who's the seller? Who's other than Esau, the Edomite? Who's actually really the next proudest creation? Moab. Okay, Moab, those Moabites. Okay, and it says, "Woe unto thee, Egypt and Syria! Gird up yourselves with the cloth of sacks, and here bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." So yes, this is going to take place up in the Middle East. Okay, those if you now the pet you have something called the petrodollar, which was what they use to buy all this oil and all the other different stuff. You got Saudi Arabia saying, hey, we want to do away with that and use our own currency, or have the other countries use currency. Well, what they don't tell you is that Saudi Arabia has been paying the United States a couple $2 billion a year for protection. Okay, the same thing with Kuwait. Okay, so do you think that Esau is just suddenly going to allow its petrodollar to just fall just like that to a country that they could wipe out just like that? That's been friendly with them? Absolutely not. Okay, so yeah, you're going to get a piece of this action too. And it says, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is seed that may drive them away? Now, I've been to Dubai. Man, this is the cleanest place I've ever been to in my life. Next to probably Tokyo. Okay, and these people over there, they carry themselves exactly like, basically, if you stand up in line and a citizen of the UAE, okay, United Arab Emirates, come in line, you have to actually back off and let them go front. They can walk in the front of the line in the front of 1,000 people, because that's just how it works over there. And they import all their people as I call them basically slaves from all over the world. Particularly those Asia Minor countries, like the Philippines and India and those places, to do the work. And these people worship these people like they're going like they're gods, man. It's ridiculous of how high and haughty these people are. But what they have to understand, right there, I just read to you, that the Lord is going to bring you down. Okay, you people are going to have your barrios. You're going to your great Dubai, those skyscrapers, they're coming down. Okay. World War III is not going to spare any of you damn wicked ass crafty nations that has been against us, okay, and having us in derision, okay, knowing who we are and hiding identity. Go ahead,
Right. And real quick, reshare the screen, and bring out this precept in Isaiah chapter 14. Start at verse 4. Okay, and it reads, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, which is Esau, Edom currently, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased, and the golden city is America, man. Okay, symbolic of what? Prosperity. That's why all these nations want to come over here and partake in the delicacies of the great whore, Babylon the Great, America, through international trade and, their military treaties and whatnot. because America is the vocal point of all, commerce, all global commerce and consumerism and whatnot. You see, to where, all right, so this is Isaiah chapter 14, verse verse 5. The Lord Yahweh had broken the staff for the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right, symbolic of the rulership of Esau Edom, man. That's why he is the rulers of the darkness of this world, ruling through his wine, his Western philosophy. Okay, on behalf of his democracy, his bureaucracy, his diplomacy, his military-industrial complex, his technocracy, his science, his politics. You see, and this is the wine that has caused the nations to be mad at him, man, to be in that maddening state of mind, in a frenzy. Percent of Jeremiah, the 51st chapter. Okay, especially on behalf of these provoked geoeconomical tactics, that they're using to further wage war on the sovereign enemies of America and NATO. All right, and this is why these nukes. This is why we're hearing these rumors of wars further intensifying, man. Why these nations are threatening America and NATO to be destroyed. And this is part of the wine of Babylon, part of the bondage of modern day Egypt, which is America, Babylon the Great. Okay, failing to where America, Babylon the Great, to make the wicked carving cast of these Edomites, has become that laughing stock, man, that gazing stock, that reproach, to where no one fears the self-proclaimed white man anymore. That's why they're blatantly, threatening with thermonuclear destruction. This is verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. All right, and the devil's been, ruling, smiting people in wrath with a continuous stroke of his sword, man. Ruling over them in great anger by way of this great sword, persecuting them. Okay, and that's why he's not going to hinder in terms of judgment coming to his ass, man. And that's why he's speeding up. This is why he's speeding up, his agenda, because the Heavenly Father has been doing that. Else he would destroy all of the earth. Okay, by purposely depleting and exacerbating the world's supply of resources, which through these food processing plants, mysteriously burning up. Most recent, a farm plant down there, the egg farming plant down there in Bosworth, Connecticut, burning up on fire mysteriously. These energy grids being compromised, including being shot at. His bioengineering devices, okay, that he's destroying these crops and so forth with, so he could further justify implementing, this satanic New World Order agenda through the chip, the charagma, MOT to the B. You see, and the way in which he's going about it is going to get America destroyed and millions upon millions of people, okay, across the world. All right, and that's going to lead into these flying swords. All right, pursuing Isaiah 34th chapter flying, man. This is why we keep hearing about these rumors of wars and so forth. All right, you got it, Doc.
All right, Khan. This is the book of Psalms 31 and verse 18, and it reads, "Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous." Now, when you talk about the lying lips of this man, okay, now we know this man is going to try to demonize us. We know this man is coming up against us. He called us blacks. He called us African Americans. He called us a whole lot of different things. Gave us this phony history of who we are, coming from Africa, and, our people are still over in Africa and all this other craziness. But a grievous one here you can think of, okay, is this man right now, okay, he's claiming that the sea is ending, okay? Now, this thing was supposed to be so bad just 2 years ago that the whole world basically paused so that this man can get out there and, force everybody basically under threat, to do the jump shot. But now, all of a sudden in May, it's the end. It's the official end, okay, of this. But yet still, so what this is leading to is that those freebies and those help that it was giving to the poor, okay, is now going to end. See how people now are starting to, the rise is seeing exactly how this is going. So if there was such a contagion that was going on, how is it that you can just come and just announce it ends? And at the same time, you're going to end all of the benefits that you were giving to your citizens. So he's lying. He was lying then. He's lying right now again.
You know what, Doc?
If you also go back, and I know, yeah, it ended.
Yeah, yeah, I was going to say.
If you go back into 2003, when George Bush Jr. was president, he was in the back of a F-15, and they landed on the aircraft carrier, and he jumps and he goes, "The war is officially ended." And that was far from the truth. You had Fallujah and all that stuff, of course, a lot of Marines their lives. Not only that, a lot of them are right now sitting in these VA hospitals all up on drugs. One thing the government like to do is just give you a lot of drugs. That's how they solve everything with drugs, right? But the war didn't end it. Those people still had a fight inside of them. So when this next Puto, Biden comes up and say, okay, it's ended in May 11, I think to be exact, of this year. Okay, they have something else grievous that's going to come along. Because if you're going to go from a subsidies that's going to be almost $300 a month down to $20 a month, how the hell you can doggone eat? The last time I checked, a doggone roasted chicken cost about $19 for 8-pound chicken, man. Okay, that they juice up with doggone embalming fluid. All right, so how are people going to eat? And this is the reason why we always go and we always like to bring out the fact that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua is going to take away the stay, the stay of bread from Jerusalem, okay, which is going to be Yashrala. You got most of these doggone proud ass Northern Kingdom can't really feed themselves. There's like 10 or 15 of them in the doggone, 200 square foot place. And the work is going away from Egypt, which is what? Nobody's going to pay you to come and doggone weed their yard or scrape or rake their leaves or shit like that. They don't give a crap. They don't have that. They don't have that what you call residual cash to go do that stuff anymore. People can be doggone sitting in their house, drinking their ass off, looking at TV, trying to get their mind off of the tribulation that they're going to be going through. So you Northern Kingdom are in for a lot of trouble. They're not going to be getting 3 square meals a day down there. These are lying lips. When they show you who come to America, it's all going to be great. So you see how these tribulations is going to be going right, and that's the reason why the Lord said, let the lion lip be silent.
And that's why, and line back what you're saying, that's why statewide, nationwide rather, they're cutting off the emergency food stamps, all right, through SNAP, as a further effect of this whole global pestilence that started around 2019. You know what I'm saying? That same pestilence that required for people to wear their face masks, for those who catch my drift. So now, by way of the effects of that pestilence on the financial markets and so forth, including the government, through FEMA and so forth, they're cutting those extra additional benefits off. So now all the Jake that's been relying on it, they're being prepped to take the Kadagma. It's all part of gradualism. We're going to give you these goodies, these gifts to destroy your heart, your mind, pursuing Ecclesiastes 7, just to prepare you through conditioning to take our solution. You want to keep getting your food stamps? All right, come over here and take this chip. When you want to maintain your Section 8 housing, come over here and take this chip. We see we're not ignorant double devices, man. And this is this is why it's going to be civil war. That's why they're using the left wing side of politics to further push degeneracy and further trigger emotions out of Jake. That's why this whole situation, these 5 nigga cops, putting this Jake to death, where they got fired, okay, but the sixth cop, which was happens to be Edomite, just got suspended, suspended with pay. Yeah. They know damn well there's going to trigger responses from the left wing, especially when you got Bug Guy Jake seeing Black Lives Matter out here, marching, supposedly for their rights and including legal police reform, when it's really all in actuality a part of these tactics of provoked warfare, okay, with Jake, to further escalate this civil war they got going, man. That's why I said the 7th cop in that case is unanimous. Why? Because they wanted to be unanimous to control the narrative through the media. You see, this is all going to be part of civil war. And this is why, speaking of civil war, you had earlier there was actually there was a live council by the House Republicans, by the House and the House Republicans to decide on whether or not they were going to vote out the GOP Republican Housewoman. I believe her name is Ilhan Omar. I believe her name is a so-called Muslim chick from Africa. All right, and she may or may not be a Jake, but they had a council earlier on behalf of the House to vote on whether or not they were going to remove her from the Foreign Affairs Committee because she made a anti-shield comment against Amalek on Twitter or social media several months ago, and they want to cancel her for that. But according to when I was keeping up with the update, they're not going to rule her out, and she knows that because they have Esau as a plan with her, okay? Because she's actually Republican, and ironically she represents the ideals of the left wing. So in other words, they're using politics to confuse Jake so they can play both sides of the field and keep Jake conform to the beast system, especially in terms of politics.
Yeah.
Whether you be a Republican or a Democrat, really don't matter. This is all part of Esau's wine.
Okay? Yeah. And you got Jake really falling for this stuff. Like you had them dancing for the Democrats, they keep falling for, the Clintons and all that stuff like that. You got Jamie Foxx and many of these other comedians pushing out, oh, Clinton, we already had our first black president, Bill Clinton and all that stuff. Why? He plays a saxophone. Come on, Esau's a caveman. He imitates everything. That's the reason why that commercial always say, a caveman can do it, so can you, or whatever case like that. That doesn't make him a damn. Okay, then you get the rest of these sort of niggas and Latinos and stuff like that. I'm a Republican. I'm high guy call like that. They walk around with the cowboy boots and the hats and everything like that. Like what are you fighting for? Do you understand that these 17 nations hate us? Do you know what crafty counsel is? Jeffrey Dahmer, when he went out, Jeffrey Dahmer, you can compare him like Jeffrey Dahmer. When Jeffrey Dahmer went out there, he was all smooth and sweet and all that stuff. Okay? And Jeffrey Dahmer doesn't even consider himself a homo or sodomite or anything. He just wanted to just grab Jake and eat him.
Time.
He pulled Jake over with Jake's ignorance. Okay? And did what? Kill all of them. All right? That's Esau right there. Why? See, we can come up boldly and we'll talk about these stuff. I'm the Kaites, I'm Lex. Okay, we know who you are. We also understand that our protection comes from the Lord, Yahushua Mashiach, who created all of this. So guess what? That's the reason why we cry inside and we speak boldly against you. We don't give two fuck about what the hell Esau thinks of us. And we already know if you try to mess with any of us, what's going to happen to him. Okay? When you go into the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6, and starting in verse 22, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. We're seeing it happening right now. Okay? Now, when this started impacting these doggone Edomites, this is where you're really going to see that uproar starting to go. Okay? Because, see, Whoopi Goldberg made a statement the other day, are we going to really get serious about corporal brutality when so-called white people are getting their ass beat down? Okay? And there was something like, oh, she's racist and all that stuff. Because it's a nation of doggone emotional people. See these, you go and you can see the comments that was made on MSN about it, and it's like, wow, unbelievable because these people are asleep. But see, there's going to be that brutality that's going to come on these Edomites. Becky is going to get her ass beat. So is Amy and Jessica and Tommy and Harry. You doggone dog bitches, you pale-faced dog bitches are going to get dragged with your car and beat down. Okay, because this man doesn't give a shit about your ass. Okay. You didn't look at the Georgia Guidestone where he said they want to eliminate, right down to 500 million people. If there's 8 billion people, that means they're looking to eliminate everybody else. You people are just used to see it, and it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they should be suddenly afraid. The only people who are not going to be afraid, and even us who actually understand this, okay, you're going to shake a little bit like that because why? We're hopefully left. Okay, we're looking to be delivered. We pray that we be delivered. Okay, but that sound of dread that's going to be coming all across this earth, we can see exactly how broad these people's shoulders really are. These Edomites that walk around so proud. Okay, boy, you people are really not ready for the nigger life yet. Boy, what you're going to get, and it says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Well, do Edomites have friends? Do they have friends with each other? Do they have dinner? They have dinner, right? So that means that they have friends, they have friends and stuff like that. So the Lord is saying you're going to fight against each other. And it says, "An earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountain shall stand still in 3 hours. They shall not run." So these friends are even going to be against nations, friendly nations, your allies. Okay, and when you bring it on the lower level, okay, down to the macro level, when you're looking at just the general population itself, man is going to be every doggone animal for themselves. And you're damn right. You people are doggone animals. There's a reason why the Lord preferred y'all as dogs.
That's right.
Okay? And you look and you've called us animals. You know, when our people, you know, when you look at Katrina, for example, when they try to forage food, we were referred to as animals. But everybody else was referred to as they're surviving. You make fun of our situation with your shows, with your reality TV shows, okay, of hunger and being poor. Okay, you make fun of us. That's really making fun of us and spitting in our face. But that's going to become a reality. It's not going to be that's going to be a reality, not a reality TV show anymore. Okay? Now, you people think that you do bad things. See, the Lord has a way He's going to cancel out, okay, which is undoubtedly the largest tribe on this earth, which is what? Yasharala, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
And He's going to cancel out 66%, 2/3. And how do you think He's going to do that? Our people are sottish on a level you can't even begin to understand. You ask anyone who you get nervous around, and you get nervous around someone that looks like you. You walk out there, and any of the brothers and the teachers could tell you. You see some niggas stand out in the corner there, dark skin, just like how I look. Or you start to you watch them closely and thinking of an escape plan because most likely they're thinking about doing something to you. Okay, our people are sottish, and that's why the Lord said, Judah is going to be a terror. You people are about to get an understanding of what doggone being uncomfortable is all about and what wickedness is all about. The Lord is going to use 2/3. Now we understand why that wing of protection has to be over us, because to them we all look alike, and they're going to want to eliminate us, and they can blame. You know why they can blame the prophets? Somehow it's going to be our fault because we stood up there in the highway of the Bible and tell you and show you signs and show you pictures, illustrate to you dumb fucking people out there that the destruction is coming in. So somehow that's our fault. And we're not worried. Yeah, we're not worried.
Yeah, they're gonna be like it says in Amos 5:10 and Wisdom of Solomon 5th chapter. They're going to make us an offended word. And what does it say in Amos 5:10? It says matter of fact, let me just go ahead and it's a scripture. They hate us. They're gonna publicly exhibit their hate for us, rebuke him in the gates.
Yeah, they say they hate him that rebuke it in the gate, and they abhor him and speak it uprightly. So we're hated. We're hated. So we're not in this for popularity show because I can tell you right now, every day we go out there, our life is on the line. But we put our life on the line because we are the service of Yahushua Mashiach.
That's right.
I'll be honest with you, and it's not being cocky. I have never been concerned one day not even for 1 minute when I go down the highway in the byway.
That's the spirit we're supposed to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like really a gift. That ties with faith because gift is a faith. I mean, set that backwards. Faith is a gift. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean that's through the spirit. And the reason why there's nothing wrong with that. Let me get this quick precept. Let me share the screen. Land back on that point real quick. What does it say? What does it say? Let me see. Let me see. There's a scripture on that. Yep. Psalm 44:8. And the Most High God, Yahweh, we boast all the day long and praise thy name forever. Salah, Amen. All right. So we don't have any fear. And why is that? Okay. Going to get this next precept. The book of Hebrews chapter 4, verse 16. Let us therefore come boldly into the throne of grace that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Now, grace is only sufficient, righteously sufficient for the nation of Israel because we are currently under our grace period for deliberately transgressing the law, statutes, commandments of the first Holy Covenant that was only given to Israel in the first place. That's why we're currently in the grace period now, within this ministry of reconciliation, okay, to be deemed worthy enough to be spared from the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yeshua's indignation to his plagues by rehearsing the righteous laws, statutes, commandments, man, until we get perfected under the second Holy Covenant. So that's why we're coming boldly into the throne of grace, because we know what we have, we know who our power is, okay, and we have complete confidence that He's going to be there for us, man. Okay, by way of our constant laboring for as long as you've been laboring, for righteousness' sake, man. Like it says in Psalm the 94th chapter, who shall roughly paraphrasing, who shall fight for righteousness for me? And only the elect are doing that. Yeah. The two-thirds serve no purpose in that, and that's why they're going to be destroyed. Because in civil warfare, they've already chose their side. That's Esau, Edom. Out of fear of losing their carnal lives, okay, they're going to they're still going to lose their carnal lives through this flesh. Yeah. Okay, and they're going to come through our loins, out of righteous our word the elect. Percent of Revelation 20 chapter, they're going to be reincarnated that way. Okay, for their incredulity, man. Okay, for them trusting in a man of sin and son of perdition over the man of war. Okay, and so the Lord will jack us up right now, so that way we can suffer now to be further rooted up in the faith, so that way we don't have to suffer later with the masses, man. Yeah. That will get weak when their livelihoods are compromised, and they will look for a solution that Esau will use as a snare, which is going to be this chip, and they're gonna die. They're gonna die horribly, and it's like a fire, man. It's second death.
You get these men out here, we say it all the time. You see them, I just refer to them as just soft like doggone chicken poop. I mean, because seriously,
man, straight up, baby, softer than baby shit.
It's unbelievable, unbelievable. We go out there on the highway and the byway, cars will just drive by. These men won't stop. The Lord is only dealing with the man. He's not dealing with these doggone women. Women are expected to be just whatever the case is like that. And I remember when I was going out there alone, a couple of these Northern Kingdom, they would stop, and I would let them know, really, your household, really, your faith and your works is going to be saved to save your household. And he was just they're concerned about their doggone image, man. Like, okay, who's going to see me out here? And those people, they don't want to stop to talk to us, and they don't want to be seen. They see the little camera, but they'll shake their damn ass in the front of a damn camera and put on TikTok. They'll go and they'll put all their doggone information on Facebook and Twitter and all this other stuff. But you won't stop there because you see a little camera right there. And, you got to give glory and honor to Yahweh Shemi Shai, the fact that he said he would use his foolish things to confound these people who think that they're wise. Because these people driving their cars, they think they're wise. And especially they see two Negroes who are nobodies out there. They're nobody. They don't deserve our time. And that's the reason why the Lord put us out there. He gave us a specific way in how to dress even, and how we actually speak loud, commanding voice, not like those soft bitches. Okay? And it is dressed like this so that you can make fun of us. Why are they standing out there with doggone that stuff on their, with that funny writing on their doggone forehead, with the Bibles in their hand? They're nobodies. Because that's how the Lord is sifting you out. It's like if you want a woman to check if she really into you, don't have a part to piss in. If she still wants to be around you, then she really wants to be with you, man. Because everybody falls in love with friggin' doggone, somebody that has it all. Okay, and that's why God's power is his wealth. Okay, which is that doggone petrodollar, which is about to drop. And he knows the only other way to do that is to take everybody else down through this doggone charagma. When you go into the book of Jeremiah 51 and starting with verse 52, it says, "Wherefore, behold, the day come, said the Lord, that I will do judgment upon her graven images, and through all the land the wounded shall groan." So everything these people doggone worship so dearly, the image of, immortality, trying to be beautiful, the plastic surgeries, and this wickedness. You got a doggone wicked ass whore like Madonna, 66 years old, still walking around leotards and it's disgusting. I don't know what she did to her face, because she looked like a gook right now, actually, man. They pull her skin so far back right now she look like a damn goof.
Yeah, just
Okay.
like Lil Kim. Yeah, just like Lil Kim. That's what
Yeah.
these women in general, man. They're part of the problem. That's why, and that's why they're going to be further They're going to be further, you know, exposed as casualties of war. No matter how old and young they are. You know, because especially these wicked ass female celebrities like Madonna, who got caught for her affiliation with the whole sex trafficking thing and the pedo thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She got exposed with that. She no different than Hillary Clinton, the Pizzagate situation. That's how wicked they are in Hollywood, man. So a lot of them they're gonna be dropping dead.
They are going to, man. And these Eves, boy, they don't understand how the Lord is going to humble. When you read that, when you go into that scripture, and I talk about how they're gonna be begging, trying to sell themselves to the man of the Lord. See, because what Yahweh Shemashah is going to do, he's going to get rid of all these effeminate men, all of these doggone passive, aggressive, doggone. What do they call those guys? What do they call those guys?
Simps.
Sims.
Yeah.
He's going to do that. And the only people going to be left is going to be angry, raging lions like us, all willing. Okay. And that's what he's going to leave. So the very thing that these doggone wicked ass Eves, okay, don't want to deal with, they don't want to hear. You got to be in order. I'm gonna have you in order from start to finish. Here's what you are. Here's what you really are. You are a servant to me. They don't want to hear that, but that's all the choices they're gonna have, and that's why they can come begging, hoping to be accepted. And that's the reason why they ain't trying to notice in that scripture, they're not trying to sell their panani. They're trying to tell you exactly what their skill is. I'll bake your bread, we'll sew our clothes, make our own, we'll do anything. See, panani ain't gonna be worth any doggone thing. You're gonna be running for your damn life from Jeffrey Dahmer who wanna eat your ass and shit like that. Okay? And it says, though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, said the Lord. A song of cry coming from Babylon and great destruction from the land of Chaldeans. These people really don't believe it. These are the same doggone people that won't even sign up to go in their own damn military. They've never seen warfare. They've never even gotten a damn fist fight for the most part, most of these damn people. So what are you going to do when you have what is going to be amount to about a 8 or 9 or 10 to 1? That's Hebrew Israelites, the true Hebrew Israelites. They can come in all color too. A lot of these doggone people who think that they're doggone crackers, they can be sure. You'll see, go back to friggin' doggone Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You can be fucked. You can wonder why. Oh, gee, that's why. God damn it! I knew why I had it so hard in society. Yeah, you had the nigga life. You just had the skin color of a doggone cracker, and they can be angry. Now, ain't gonna be a whole lot of you, but it's just gonna be some of you. Okay. So Esau believed that they can only pick out that stuff like that. That's the reason why they have Kanye West go and say, "Oh, blacks think that they're Jews." Or what happened to the Latinos? We go out there all the time. We say Native American, Latinos, so-called Latinos, and blacks. So why didn't they come on to say that? Because again, this hatred that Esau has, okay, for the hair tribe of Israel, which is Judah. That's how much they hate and contrary, okay, to Yahushua Mashiach. Because they have that deep fear and they understand we're gonna kill his inner circle, tribe of Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. We're gonna kill the Negroes because they know who's coming in those doggone chariots. Big Negro, piss. Think about this, man. Okay, throughout the scribble, before I got the understanding from the elders, teaching apostles, and likewise brothers like yourself, right? I learned from. And when I used to go and try to read this, all I saw was this angry, and I couldn't understand.
Yeah.
How do you Jesus? I'm talking about a white Jesus could be so nice guy, but all through this book, especially Revelation, it's talking about anger and vengeance. And in my minute understanding, man, this whoever's coming back, this white guy, Jesus coming back, He's not
Yeah,
pissed. I couldn't get that, and that was the reason why I didn't. I never went to church, and I just
yeah,
thought
yeah.
it.
Con.
It didn't. None of it added up
It's
to
not
what
realistic.
I didn't even understand this. I
Yeah,
only
it's not
just
realistic.
the few words I
Yeah,
understood. I was pissed.
like there's two and two because those are two. It doesn't add up. Because that doesn't because just two and two. You can't put two and two together with that equation, man. You got when you including uh, a self-proclaimed white man or a jolly, happy-go-lucky looking Charlie Manson so-called white man, and then when you read the description of the true Messiah, he doesn't fit the description of what they have presented. So then, like, it can confuse people, and that's why the scriptures speak about. That's another reason why the scriptures speak about the simplicity in Hamashiach. He made it simple for us within everything written in the volume of the book, which is himself, the embodiment of the word that has an appearance. So anyone who says he doesn't look like that, he doesn't look how it is described in Revelation 1, Daniel 10, and so forth, is an anti-Messiah, like it says in 1 John, the 4th chapter. And see, these are all part of the lies of this devil, man.
So,
The forger of lies.
so my thing is if they believe that the God of the Bible is a so-called white man, which they depict and everything,
Uh,
right? And if they were reading the scholars reading the anger, these Edomites should be pissing their pants at the angry white cracker God that's coming back to fuck them up. Who's Babylon? See, and they come up, and this is why when you watch these, like Joel, see, he doesn't go into it, but like I forgot, I think he died. I can't remember the name of these ones that these prophecy prophets that the Edomites who would like come over there, and they will go on, they will talk about like Babylons and Iraq and blah blah blah. They will come with all this crap and turn it around and go, Jews, Israel or the Holy Land and all that stuff is going to be saved, and America is going to be that big, that nation that's going to go save Israel. And God is going to use America to go save Israel from an invasion from Russia and all that stuff. And this is what I heard in the 1990s. Man, I used to buy into that bullshit. It was entertaining how he did it, because they had a really good. And then actually, you had to get the DVD not the DVD, the VHS tape afterward. So of course, mail order to get that shit, because man.
Yeah.
But again, that means these Edomites are not scared. If they cannot believe the doctrine that's coming here, the truth, okay, and they want to believe that the so-called white man is God and Jesus. Well, if they believe in the Bible and they believe that they're the deity, this should still be fair. And yes, they don't have the fear of the angry white God coming back, proving that what the scripture says is what? Okay, everybody's blinded except the elect.
That's right.
Everybody.
That's right.
And so you can never convince an Edomite, and you see these arguments going all the time when they would approach these camp. I saw the Azanamat, he had one approach, a dog approaches a camp when he had live on Saturday. And we see it all the time when these Edomites will come, okay? Because their thing is that, no, God loves everybody. He's not coming to destroy. Well, wait a minute, where's that in the Bible? And why is it talk so much? Why is the Apocrypha goes into destruction? And a lot of the Old Testament goes into it. And then the book of Revelation.
Throughout the volume of the book, it's always talk about destruction. That the first precepts of that was brought out earlier, like in Isaiah 14, it goes into the destruction of Babylon. What goes into why the golden city of America, Babylon the Great, will be destroyed. Jeremiah 51, Jeremiah 50. It's all throughout the volume of the book, including the Apocrypha, including the New Testament, especially Revelation. It's all throughout the book. So how can you miss these things if you're a so-called man of the Lord, preaching and prophesying in the pulpit? Because you're not prophesying anything, you're not bringing this information out. And even if you are, if there's any leaven in your doctrine, your whole doctrine is off. So there's no such thing as 99.9% truth. Okay. Yeah. If you say that the MOT to the B is sin, you're going off. You can have everything else right. That's not going to get you. That's not going to get you saved from the Heavenly Father's indignation through these plagues coming up. that's going to get you a first row seat, okay, into that destruction, man. Especially those who take the Kadagma.
Yeah. You got doggone Dabu 7, you got Dabu 7, Redacted, man. They coming on left and right. Boy, Dabu 7. Dabu 7. I don't know, but I believe that dude might be a Jake.
Khan.
I believe. I'm like, is he watching? Because he came on the. I go, is he watching?
And he says the Most High a lot too. When you watch him, he mentions the Most High a lot.
Yes.
He says, "Oh, all praise to the Most High." Edomites don't talk like that.
Yeah, and he's going into a lot of things, and he is. I'm like, is he watching? Is he watching the apostle, the likewise brothers and stuff?
You know how he is. You know how I know, because the elder brother from Men of Valor, Atazawan, I believe his channel is Atazawan 144, something like that. But Atazawan went on one of Dabu's social media accounts, and he asked him. He said, "You know the Lord's name is Yahweh, or something along those lines." And Dabu blocked him. So either way, he knows about us, and it's definitely rubbing off on him whether he chooses to acknowledge that or not. When he goes in with his news reports and so forth, it's coming in a vibration of prophecy.
Yes,
he's a perfect example of a truther. But unless you're an actual truther, man, you're not going to make it. You gotta come all the way with it. You gotta be full throttle with this ministry, man.
Yeah, you can't come on and be like, well, let me do it just in a way so Esau could like me or whatever the case like that. Like, no, we're not here to let Esau know. We're here to tell Esau, you crackers are gonna die.
John.
We're gonna suffer horribly. The Lord isn't gonna just like wipe you out just like that. No, He's gonna make you crackers are gonna come down in the dust, man. Y'all gonna be like, y'all gonna be worse than us. Okay? You're gonna know what it's like to be a Negro under a damn bridge there begging. You can learn, you doggone proud, doggone, poodles, you doggone so-called white women, man. Y'all gonna know what it's like to be doggone trying to friggin' doggone, sell your pooch for friggin' doggone a nickel. Okay?
Oh, and they're doing that down there in Venezuela. They're selling box for food and shit. And see, a lot of these Shedemites, these other heathen nations, the women of these other heathen nations, gonna have to do that because they're gonna realize, they're gonna remember OnlyFans and how a major part of the consumerism of America was through sex. Like they say, sex sells. So they're gonna be desperate. A lot of these women that don't have skills, they've been living off of the government, living off of simp ass men. Okay, when all hell breaks loose, that's another reason why Isaiah 4:1 is going to come to pass. You can have a lot of these desperate women hearkening to the beacon of light. A part of the beacon of light is the prophets. Because the true beacon of light is Yahweh by Shemeshai. But they cannot be saved without a man of the Lord. And this is why, real quick, let me bring out this precept. Let's share the screen. All right, I believe it's in what's that precept? It says how Khan, Isaiah 32 and 2. All right, it's Isaiah 32 and in verse 2. And it reads, verse 1, behold, the king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right, so we're going to be that source of protection with these women, man, these last days. Okay, all right, the men of the Lord, because they're gonna come to find out, that these low vibrational men, more mildly known as bad boys and shit like that. That shit has been played out, and it's only for carnal benefits. You know what I'm saying? Like clout, and that kind of shit. Vainglory. Yeah. Temporary carnal pleasures, man. Okay, boosting your social status. That and that kind of morale. That's stupid shit, man. That doesn't mean it's null and void whether or not you're you're well known or not. It's really better to be unknown. Okay,
Yeah.
and that way you can blend in with the traffic more. So
Yep.
you're gonna have to find that out the hard way. All these Chads and Tyrones and Pablos and all that shit. All these niggas gonna be put to death ruthlessly. I just heard something earlier where there was a 6-year-old Edomite boy with his Edomite Shedemite mother. Okay, and the Edomite boy got mauled to death by a pack of wild dogs. And that's not the first time I heard something like this happen. There was a Shedemite dog sitter last year. Fairly good looking girl, whatnot, or good looking young woman, 20 years old, and the dog she was dog sitting tore her fucking face apart. Now,
Yeah.
and then she'll never look the same. She got and that's judgment from Yahweh by Shemer Shai.
Yeah.
That's why it reminds me, Job the 5th chapter says, we're in the midst of these beasts, we're gonna laugh. We're not gonna have any fear, man, as opposed to these people in the world. Okay, because when you fear in that sense, that's your guilty conscience coming to play. Why would you fear unless you believe that the Lord is not with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of these women are gonna be getting scraped, even to the point of death, like that movie, The Divide.
Yeah.
You know, and even to the point of death, it's gonna get horrible out here, man. Now they're gonna put on Twitter, they're gonna legalize the pedo thing, man. That's why they keep pushing it out there. So we're prone to Esau's devices, man. You see, and there's no limit to it, and we understand there's no limit to a degeneracy.
Oh.
That decadence he's looking to present as life. So that's how he's going to present it. You want to continue to live how you have been living, keeping roof over your head, continue to be able to buy and sell at will. You're not going to be able to remain a functional part of the society unless you completely conform. And they're going to be targeting people that don't. They're not going to be doing that. And they're using these puppets like Kanye and these other clowns like Andrew Tate and so forth to demonize certain facets of the word, like austerity. Okay, putting your foot down like a man and not tolerating the foolishness of these women. That they use Andrew Tate for that. Okay, a clear damn agent. That's why him and his brother were throwing up some Freemasonic signs and whatnot. Ye too, Ye. All these other clowns, man. Got Rihanna getting ready to perform the Super Bowl. Her wicked ass. You tell her that she's a Benjamite, she look at you like you got a third eye in your head, man.
Yeah. Let's see. They can find out that they can find out the hard way. When you go in the book of Isaiah 30 and 7 verse 12, it says, "Wherefore, thus said the Holy One of Israel, because you despise His word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant." And you're going to see that right now. It's going to be the place. This place is going to suddenly fall, and the people are not prepared. Not physically. They're not even prepared. They're not prepared mentally. Okay, because you got these doggone. I remember a couple of years ago. Well, maybe it was about maybe 15 or 15 years ago. You had Steve Harvey was looking at the camera, and him and Bernie Mac, before Bernie Mac passed away, looking going, "Hey, white people, man, give me a chance," whatever the cases like that. This is when they was doing the Kings of Comedy tour.
God.
Okay, and now you look at Steve Harvey right now, and he's got like about 20 mansions and whatever the cases like that, and all these different things. His daughter, I think, was dating the guy from the Creed, from the Rocky movie Creed.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac, he passed away. He was pretty well off himself. And you look at the faces of Jake from the 1990s when it was like, oh, screw the white man, to now, these same guys that you would look at and thought was something. When I listen to old school, early 90s gangster music, and I would listen to them once in a while just to, oh, okay, I remember that from that movie, Menace to Society, whatever, things like that. And when I go, damn, I'm looking at these guys today now, they're, middle-aged men, and what they became, I go, wow, what a bunch of bull fucking shit. And this, when you're young, inexperienced, and you follow in that crap like that, like, look at these guys, man. Look at these guys. You really bought into that crap, man. And now look at them. So that's why Esau is using them, because at that time, the greatest really time that East, especially after the Rodney King incident had took place,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
there was a real riled up Jake. Jake was riled up, man. You know, and you had a different younger Jake than you had generation, had Generation Y at that time, ready to go at Esau. And you had like rappers singing about, man, screw the police, we're gonna, screw you up. And they got threatened by that. It went from that doggone chick singing about rapping about Kentucky Fried Chicken back in the 80s with Kool Moe Dee and friggin' doggone Grandmaster Flash them to these type of guys that were coming out saying, man, hey, screw this. And that's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
these Amalekites they had to get into that real quick. Starting with NWA, they had to get into that real quick and
Yep.
take
That's
over
right.
because there was a distinct, when you go back to the 80s, and I want you to go look this up, okay? When you go back to the 80s, did you know that the Grammy Awards actually had a so-called Black Grammy Award and a White Grammy Award? They actually there was two separate awards.
Wow.
Yes, go back and look at it. The awards were separate. So the music was contemporary. The awards was given to black music, and then the awards was given to white artists. Okay, it was separate. It ain't like now where they kind of just go and say album as this or song of this, whatever case like that, where they blend it. Okay, no, it was separate. So there was a time when and that's the reason why music is such shit now, because once Esau got a hold of it, he realized that he can channel it, because music can actually hypnotize your ass. And I am very careful of listening to nostalgic music from the early 90s, especially the 80s ones don't do anything to me because that's usually I'm a teenager, but especially in my sordid years in the 20s, I'm very careful listening to those music because those usually cast some spirit on you, some hardcore spirit on you, man.
Done.
And so, when I go back and listen to the early 90s, R. Kelly, when he was with Public Announcement, and go back into, song Summertime and all the early gangster music and stuff, all that stuff like that, man, they cast some spirit on you like that because it cast that sort of spirit on you. And so you gotta be very careful. And Esau know music is something that we retain in our head and hum and keep going. And those words itself, filled with a lot of demonic messages, is what's staying right here. Because that's why you get these doggone 55-year-old, 60-year-old, fat ass doggone women and these dudes with a big old gut going around there. Oh, girl, that's a song. And they just doing them. They live in the old days. They going back in that time when it was younger and sordid as hell. They want to capture that.
Right.
And so
Right.
it keeps you in that spirit of keep trying to recapture your glory days, man. That's what they keep doing. That's why you see they got Mike Tyson right now. He had that sacrifice, but they keep him going because Mike Tyson represents the glory days of boxing in the 80s and all that stuff like that. Okay? He represents that. And that's why they keep pumping him up. Okay? They keep pumping him up because why? He was sordid and wicked as hell. And then now, we got him all mellowed out and all the other stuff out. But Holyfield was a better fighter. And so we're freaking up on a whole lot of the fighters. Why aren't they propped up like that? Because Esau don't want them up there like that. See, they're not good actors. Mike Tyson, he's a very good actor and highly intelligent, and they prepped him up really good. Okay,
just like Ice Cube. Ice Cube he was no gangster. Speaking of gangster rap, he was no gangster. He grew up good. He grew up like in the suburbs and shit.
Yeah.
Esau, like you said, Amalek, this whole gangster rap thing. You know what I'm saying? To paint Jake in a negative light so they could further use these tools of oppression to keep us operating under low vibrational satanic energy.
Yes.
So that way that would condition our minds to aspire to grow up to be like them, to be degenerates instead of, at least, even though, growing up to be a firefighter and a cop is fucking vanity as well, that would have been more profitable to push on Jake than, I want to grow up to be an athlete, condition in the mind of Jake to want to grow up to be a rapper, because there's no stability in that, man. So first, for one, it's all fake, it's all set up as a part of Esau's agenda, man. That's why I got puppets in these kind of industries, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I say, hey, man, and Tyson, all of them, man. A lot of these old heads that are still around, that really they're still relevant by way of what you were saying, the glory days. They want Jake to keep indulging in their old man, and I'll put up that old man, like it says in Ephesians the 4th chapter, how we're supposed to yearn to put up our old men. Okay, yep. That's why I want to keep. Yeah, go, you got it.
Yeah, and I can just tell you from someone who grew up and seen this, for the 70s, 80s, and through the 90s, you know, and then here I am in the year 2023. I go, let me listen to this old music. I can remember what song I listened to the other day. I actually came across the Leah documentary, and they was playing some music, and man, and they played the song back and forth, and I was like, oh man, I remember that song. I was like, right around like you know, early 20s, man. I was just like, oh man, boy, and it kind of gets you to feel good, like
Yeah.
wow,
Like reminisce. You kind of like
reminisce.
reminisce back in like that song by PL C Rock and PL Smooth, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
The
smooth.
song
Yeah,
came
yeah,
out in the early '90s. To reminisce over you. That's the spirit they want Jake to be in. I reminisce over you. And they want I remember back when I was game. I remember back when I was doing all kinds of wickedness and then those kind of thoughts. And this is part of the reason why they push his music out there too. You know what I'm saying? So we can so they can what I'm saying. So that way Satan can throw out some bait, okay, and then rear you back to your old self, man. Okay, you know, the man of unprofitability and his truth. You
yeah.
see, that's why a lot of guys go back into the world because they want that old thing back. I remember there's this song by Joel Santana, the rapper, the Harlem rapper Joel Santana and Jadakiss, the Yonkers rapper Jadakiss, and they came out with this song some years ago called "I Want That Old Thing Back." Now it's a very spiritual song. They want to go back to glory days, man. They want to go back to when they was in their youth, their youthful, the height of their youthful exuberance, when they was being niggas, you know what I'm saying, slinging drugs and doing all kinds of wicked shit. You know what I'm saying? Other kinds of wicked shit. You know, and those kind of thoughts. Your mind can ponder those kind of thoughts, and that's what these devils are banking on. Because otherwise, I mean, like I said in St. Matthew the 24th chapter, if at all possible, you get to see the very elect. You can't just see the very elect, man. You haven't because in your world you have nothing that you can offer, so we haven't already seen anyway. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Especially those who've been around around the block. You know what I'm saying? A few times more than others. They've already
exactly.
been there and done that. They, the shit that you are. They offer Jake like, oh well, these record these Hollywood contracts, you know, you know what I'm saying, where if you sign off on this dotted line with your life, okay, you can have all the finest of bitches, you can have all the finest of riches. It reminds me of that song by this nigga Ja Rule back in the late '90s. He came out with this song called "How Many Wanna," and he said, he said, "I'm possessed by my sacrifice. Bitches and ice got me loving hell's paradise." And that shit went over my head when I was young. And I was in elementary school when that shit came out. When I got a little older and I listened to it, I heard the lyrics. I'm like, damn, man, this shit. You know, the physical counterpart on behalf of the spiritual demon Satan makes this covenant with death so enticing to remain in the world in the mind, to not want to escape this false a sense of comfort. Okay, which is used to to have people so more onto their flesh, so they reap the same. For the wage of sin is death, and
Yeah,
that's why Apostle Paul has said, "Oh wretched," Romans the 7th chapter, "Oh wretched," he said, "Oh wretched man that I am,"
yeah,
in his body of sin, roughly paraphrasing. The chains of darkness, man, because these bodies that we're trapped in, these chains of darkness have restrictions. Okay, and how we can serve the Lord. We got to go to this plantation. We got to do this and that. Because if we don't, then there will be we wouldn't be able to sustain our livelihoods. And this devil understands that.
yeah. He does.
That's why they have their certain mandates involved and so forth. The different, draconian measures, like down in Canada, where they were freezing people's bank accounts on behalf of these truck drivers protesting against the dragon juice. Okay, it's all trial runs. Like, yay. So they use a celebrity. Oh, are you saying the Benjamin Usain Bolt? Esau stole $12.7 million from him, and just like within a snap of a finger, man. So when they really drop their hammer, they're gonna threaten us at every side, man. We're gonna really need that great standard to help us, man. Like it says in Isaiah 59 chapter, they're gonna come. They're gonna. Hey, man, they're gonna drop that hammer, man. The Outback Shemashah gonna allow them to drop that hammer, man. And they're gonna threaten our every existence, every facet of our existence. They're gonna threaten it. You see, but hey, well, we we've been we already have home field. We already have proverbial home field advantage anyway, because a lot of Jake understands what it's like to be without electricity, be without gas. You know what I'm saying? Be without food for a certain amount of time, to be homeless. Okay, I've slept in my car a few times in my life, especially my Scottish years, my 20s and shit. So so when it happens at a premium, it's not really going to even affect us like that because we're built for adversity and oppression and affliction, man. But these heathen like Esau, these Edomites, they're not going to have proverbial home field advantage. That's why they're going to be dying quick. Yeah, and that's when people are going to realize, oh, pursuing Ezekiel 33 and 33, these are men of the Lord the whole time. Now let's try getting good favors, man, and you're gonna be shunned away. Yeah, because you're gonna have no use for you, especially if you have nothing to bring to the table, man. Exactly. That's why men of the Lord are being furbished now through these tribulations, man. Suffering great now, even though in some cases I speak for myself. Some cases I go through hell, feel like I'm gonna drop dead. Like, not to say that there's no way in hell that I'm not gonna make it through. It's like, damn, Lord, just take this shit away from me, Baba Shah. I might say it just like that. You know what I'm saying? But he'd be like, nah, I may end up taking it away from you, but you got to go through this for a certain amount of time. Okay? And it's not always because you went off. It's for chastisement. Now, ultimately, it's because we went off because we all displeased the Heavenly Father pursuant to Daniel, the 9th chapter. Okay? Around the 12th verse. Okay? But the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, knows the limits of our of these chains of darkness. That's why he would never put us through anything more strenuous than what we can handle, pursuant to 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. And this is a part of our comfort. And so another part of our comfort is we have our counsel. We have the Akim, like-minded Akim. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we can lean on when we're in trouble. When we can lean on whatever trouble that entails, man. Financially, health-wise, whatever. That's what we have the counsel for. You see, and that's a very precious thing. That's why. What's that scripture? Let me share the screen real quick. There's a scripture I'm going to bring out that just came to my spirit. Let me see. Let me bring this up real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, Psalm 133 and 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant is it for brethren to dwell together in unity. Okay, what is that? And who's a part of that unity? Okay, the body. Okay, let me get that real quick. Ephesians 4 and 16. From whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, maketh increase of the body into the edifying of itself in love. All right, and we're part of that royal priesthood. That is that body he's just talking about, man. Okay. All right, and this is only involving 144,000 elect governing body, and the rest of the 1/3. And that's why in the previous verse 15, it says, "But speaking the truth in love, may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Hamashiach, because Hamashiach is chief cornerstone of this royal priesthood, this house of David." Okay. And this is who we do these epistles for, man. We don't do it for nobody else because we understand that Heavenly Father doesn't give a damn. The Lord Yahweh by Shemashah doesn't care about anybody else except for the elect, and that's a hard pill for people to swallow. That's why when our hell breaks loose, in the midst of these global economies collapsing and these governments being suspended, rendering lawless societies, people gonna be in for a rude awakening, man, because they're gonna see how eerily evil these times really going to be. You're going to have to be cutthroat out here just to eat by conspiring on their neighbors, their spouses, even their spouses and family members and so forth that they live with or grew up with. They're going to be conspiring against. This is how cutthroat's going to get out here. He's not going to allow us to get to that point mentally and spiritually to where those kind of thoughts our minds even ponder that, because we're going to be guided, man. Okay, just like our forefather Job, he was guided through his misery, to where he didn't doubt. He got weak in the flesh, to where he was like, damn, like, when you gonna, why you doing this to me? He knew why he was being done to him, but like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? And the Most High had to chew him out. You know what I'm saying? That lesson I did. You know what I'm saying? I was going into that. How the Lord, why the Lord allows demons to try the righteous. And I mentioned that video. I brought out the scripture, a precept in Job, where The Heavenly Father put Job through that as a further testament of what the rest of the hopeful elect men and women and children were to go through, man, to be tried through these trials and tribulations, to try them, okay, through the miseries of this flesh, to strengthen them in the spirit, because that's required for us to be conditioned of mind, to be more absent in the flesh, this body of death, that unprofit us, like it says in St. John 6:63, and to be more present in the spirit, like it says in Corinthians, man. That's the only way we're going to really grow in this truth, because because true adversity really comes when we're being plagued, whether it's in the mind, in the flesh, and that shit don't fucking feel good, man.
No, it doesn't.
And I speak for myself. Sometimes I get mad. I get mad at the Lord, man. Like, but I understand that I know better. I'm less than nothing compared to Yahweh by Shem Shai, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think he was lenient for even consider us to be worms, comparing us to worms. I actually think we're less than that. Mm-hmm. That goes into the plenteous grace and mercy of Abba Nawi, Yahweh by Shem Shai, man. You know what I'm saying? That he loves us as much as he does, you know, to reveal his mysteries to us, man, including why we catch hell. So when we catch hell, you know, we you know, you know, you may feel some type of way, but at least you have clarity.
Yeah, you understand exactly what you're getting it. Yeah, compared to like before when you're getting it and you didn't understand why you was getting it, because you know you got brothers. I can speak for myself. Who it wasn't no damn 1 year, talking a couple of decades.
Yeah.
You know, it's like kind of run up a slippery slope. You know, you deal with that, and so when you get that little relief right now, you look at it and go, "Wow, okay," and you have the understanding of why it is. You know, and the big thing is that we're not idle in this. We're not idle in this. You know, you think about, oh, man, what's my lesson today? What am I going to do for life? How can I make these signs a little bit better? Okay, where would be a better spot to go stand up on the highway and the byway? How can I improve this site? You know, oh wait, I got to get a stream on this site here to be a backup site where people can go if when YouTube on the way I can stupid you can come and really bring it out. Those things like that. You know, others will look and go, and I'm not gonna mention it because one brother asked me, we knew about Akim, he goes, man, why you spending that kind of money on that site?
Yeah.
And he's one of the popular brother. I'm not gonna mention him on this because this go out. Right? Anyway, he said it. Now I go, I don't know, this is the same doggone spirit that came on me to go build it to begin with. All right. So I don't see it like that. Your hands need to not be idle. And I never want to be idle. It's 24 hours a day. I sleep for roughly 3 hours a night, if that. I only sleep like 2.5 hours if I can get that a night. And it's been my life for the last 30 years. You know, to sleep only 2 hours a night. I don't know why, but that's all I can sleep I can get. So you come up with ways to do it. So before this truth, all those hours I would spend trying to better myself for Esau. Trying to be a real good servant for Esau, man, a good slave. And I was a damn good slave for Esau. I served Esau very well. I was a damn good slave for that man. And now that I realize who he is and all that stuff, I have an anger that I can't seem to quench. And I really, truly, and honestly don't give a fuck about these crackers, man. I really don't. I can't wait. I take 10 punches just to see a cracker get knocked the fuck over with one. That's what I don't like. I despise these fucking other nations. And these niggas. These weak ass fucking niggas. All right? That's how much I despise their fucking ass. I pray to the Lord every day to put the heart of a cold motherfucker when the time comes. For these fucking people. All right? For these people. Because you're right. And Bill Gates is right. They are useful fucking useless eaters. And I can't wait to watch these crackers. These guys put these motherfuckers to death. And the look on the damn people's face who think they're special. The look on their face. I pray to Yahweh Shemi Al Shaddai I live to see that. At least. You would have died before I get on the chariot. Which honestly, like the elder brothers and all of them all say, I don't know why. I think I'm not gonna die.
Oh, that's the spirit. It's the spirit. Let me
I,
get that real quick. Let me share. Let me share this again. Because I can read this in St. Matthew, the 16th to 26th chapter. Let me see. Let me see. Yep, St. Matthew 16:28. Yahushua said, "Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in His kingdom." All right. So I mean, what our flesh is gonna die, but we're gonna be reinvigorated. Under the second holy covenant. When we're translated into the chariots, into these celestial angelic bodies, man, immortal bodies. And this and see and all the hell that we catch down here, we're seeing Romans 8 and 18 doesn't amount to that glory that we're gonna get. And then to add on to that comfort, man, to the fact that some of us are not gonna die. That could very well be us out on Ratazah. You know what I'm saying? To last to the end, to witness the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. You see? You know what I'm saying? For keeping his precepts. Matter of fact, I think there's a precept on that, if I'm not mistaken.
this
Go ahead.
Psalm 19, 134.
I think that's the one. Khan. I see the spirit. Psalm 19, 134. You got it?
Yeah, deliver me from oppression of man, so will I keep thy precepts.
Woo!
Yeah, I had that for like doggone 5 minutes here. Sit down.
Spirit. See that? And I didn't even know you had that lined up. See, reminds me of Jeremiah 2:13. The spirit is like flowing waters, man. Flowing waters. So whatever the spirit allows to come out is going to come out, man.
Yeah.
You see, and that's what gives us. That's what boosts our faith that we are indeed the true men of the Lord, Yahweh Shemeshah, true, faithful, austere, righteous soldiers, man.
Yeah.
Fighting for the right cause, like it says in Sirach 4:28. Fighting, striving for this truth into death, because we hate our lives here, man.
I have to be honest with you. This is the best. This is the most I've enjoyed my life. Probably, I don't know since when, decades.
Gone.
Doing this work. I actually feel like I actually have a purpose.
Gone.
I actually have a purpose. I wake up every day and go, I actually have a purpose in this world.
Gone.
I actually have a purpose in this world. Whereas before it was like, I couldn't understand why.
Yeah, just confused.
Yeah,
like that movie with Pulp Fiction, where like the last scene, where John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson sitting in a little whatever the fuck wherever they're sitting in the little restaurant, and then he asks Jackson, "So what you gonna do when you get out the drug game? You're just gonna?" This is just a worldly example, but he was like, "What are you gonna do? You're gonna walk the earth? You're gonna be a fucking bum." And then Jackson was like, "Yeah, pretty much, in so many words." You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just to lamp back what you're saying with that example. So when you're in the world, man, it's like you have no sense of self. You really have no true clarity. You're kind of just like when we see these zombies walking by the camp, it's like surreal because we were once them.
Yep.
And so then, like, you don't really get upset like that when you see them. They're just fulfilling their lot, like, and it's scary too because it reminds me of what Ezekiel said in Ezekiel 37 and 9, I think, when he said, "Prophesy to the wind."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's because like you like sometimes like oftentimes like you're literally talking to yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? But we know that's really not true because we can't. If we saw our true audience, we would give up the ghost. Because our true audience is always around. Our true audience is here right now. I got angels up in here right now that I can't see, as well as you.
Yeah, and they're always around.
God.
Psalm
34:7. They're encamped about those who fear the Lord Yahweh by Shemeshah, because fear is the beginning of wisdom. And that's that true divine wisdom, knowledge, understanding that comes from the source between the first Samuel, the second chapter, man. And that's that gift that we have. Fear. It's a gift, man. It's a spiritual gift because fear keeps us in line with the right instruction of the word. Like, okay, will you second guess borderline things that could be wicked? Like, okay, well, if I eat this, maybe I should consult with somebody about this. Then you pray on it. You cast me, able to cast a lot, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Or this woman, she said, you know, she's separated. That kind of shit, man. That kind of shit, you know? So, you know, so it's like, you know, the spirit, and that reminds me of that hunch.
Mm-hmm.
Always go with, for us, always go with our hunch. If something don't smell right, something don't seem right, never ignore it. Because it'll never, you know, your instincts, it'll never, it'll never fail you. And really, what that is a spirit, man. The spirit is our spiritual compass, our spiritual moral compass, man, that leads us, keeps us on that straight and narrow gate, to not suffer the broad things of wickedness of within a broad path, like it says in St. Matthew 7 chapter. You know what I'm saying? To where, you know, we don't have to really worry about going off like that, even though we know it's going to inevitably happen in this flesh. We change the darkness, but meaning what? We know that we have our grace, and we know that we're not. We know that Yahweh Shem Shai has entrusted us to defend His gospel, to not willfully sin. That's what grace. That's the essence of grace. Not willfully sin like these are the vast majority, man. That's why they're gonna be destroyed in a very brutal, agonizing manner, man. Especially those who take that kadagma, man. You know, so we see people, thousands of people in Germany and Switzerland, Sweden, so forth, taking the chip. You know, you might even have family members that you may have an inkling that's going to take it just by way of where they're at in their faith. But that's on them, man. We already told them the truth. That's on them. They take it. We're supposed to be first worried about ourselves, pursuing the Philippians, the second chapter, and then the body, because everything's supposed to be done in decency and order. Because why? Because everyone's supposed to walk. Everyone who's part of the hopeful elect is supposed to walk that straight and narrow gate of righteousness, man. And only one can walk it at a time. We can't be stringing people along by the hand, like coddling them like children. Them days is over, man. I remember one of the elders from DTA had spoke about this one time. This was a long time ago. Maybe not that long ago. He said, the times of brothers going to people's homes and sitting down with them with their swords and their notes and breaking everything down, that shit is over with, man. That shit's like you. You know what I'm saying? But them days is over with, man.
Yeah. We at midnight right now. It's like, obviously, these people looking to have attention and stuff like that and all that stuff. And you'll get these people coming out of the blue, you know, from years before. Oh, I just wondering how you're doing. Like, why?
God.
You know, why? What the fuck you need to worry? You need to worry about the shit that's coming to your ass, man. That's what you need to, you know. And you know, you can think of a whole lot of people from your past like that. Like, why you send an email to them and tell them about this truth and all that stuff? It's like, nah, man, they were a piece of shit. Then they sort of they were not meant. If the Lord wants them, these people go and browse through YouTube, the internet, and all the other stuff like that. If you were meant to have this, the Lord would somehow have you click on something and you will come to it. The same way how I clicked on IUIC. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Oh, wow, that makes sense. And while, you know, we get in that case like that, they usually are the entrance point for a lot of jakes who get to this point to the level where we at right now. You know, the Sakari and them like that. So they are serving their purpose, you know, to you know, how the Lord is sifting the tribe, you know, go through them, you learn that okay. Then you keep seeking the Lord until you get up to Great Millstone where you actually know the name. Okay. And you hear the scripture in its pure form. Okay. So, cause I need to have you share this file, so I could, edit it and combine those like that. So I don't know how big this file is right now, but I know we've been doing it for like an hour and a half. So we'll see how this how to tumble like that, and we'll look at those other stream ones like that, so that at least next time we'll get directly upload up there and we can now move like that. Try and get this up like that. So let's close out. Let's give all glory and honor to Yahweh.
Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to teachers, elders, and the apostles of Great Millstone, also to you brothers out there putting on this truth. faithfully fed as he feeding the sheep, and to your brothers and sisters tuning in. Shalom. Hey,
Hey, soon, very soon.
Okay, you can break the screen.
Con.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna click on open recording. I'm gonna click on open recording, and
there should be a way to share that, right?
Yeah. I think it says processing. It might take a few minutes. You can close it. Okay, so yeah, it should be relatively easy to send to you. I'm just gonna wait for it to process, and then
Okay, I'm gonna go to the main computer.
Go ahead.
And then I'm gonna go to the main computer and then download the other one from Archeon like that, and then and then wait for you on this one.
Okay.
And then I can then get them together like that.
Okay.
To get it together like that. So I'll communicate to you through Archeon.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. All right.
Shalom.
Shalom.